2001, Curse of the Hidden Mirror. Yeah. Now, Dance on Stilts, that's just an incredible song. You were talking about how it's hard, the past 20 years, it's hard to find any good music. That's one of the best songs I've heard in the past 20 years from any band at any time. Now, it should have been a bigger, did it need more support? It should have been a bigger release, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you know about it. It's the band's, I think, consistently done outstanding work, and we always record as if we're very aware of our posterity and our legacy. We never want to make crap, so we're always putting our soul into it. So I'm glad you picked up on that. But yeah, I mean, how would you sell that? Who could make if this was another artist, would that song have gotten its proper exposure and due? I don't know. If it was Kenny Rogers, would that have made a difference?
But you elevate me. You lift me high, just high enough to see.
It's definitely an outstanding song, and so, I mean, kudos for that. Now, about that release, what I found interesting, in the liner notes, you thank Mick Kaminski. Tell us about that. I want to know about that.
Yes, that was sort of like a sly aside, like a little bit of a joke, because there is a musical section in that where we sort of borrow liberally from the cello of ELO in there. So just that was my idea.
Yeah, but it's nice that you took the time to do it.
Yeah.
So you must have been familiar with ELO's music anyways. I mean, do you like ELO?
ELO rocks. Yeah, ELO's great. My son's a big fan of ELO.
Excellent. And Jeff Lynne's production, you're a fan of that as well?
Oh yeah. It's funny when you're in the thick of it and you're competing with all these bands for your radio or your chart stuff. You kind of grit your teeth and look sideways at them. But as a fan, I just love it. That music really holds up, and the production is singular. There's really no one else that sounds like the records that Jeff Lynne made.
Did you ever tour with ELO?
No, we never toured. We played a few single gigs with them, and later on, when Jeff had left the band, we worked a few times with them. Yeah.
And you know what? You both have great band names too, so we gotta say that.
Mm-hmm.
The song "Red and the Black," is that a tip of the hat to the RCMP, and how did that happen?
Yes, it's certainly in the lyric. That's what it's about. But the Red and the Black was a re-record of "I'm on the Land, but I Ain't No Sheep" from our first record. And what happened was, when we started touring after the first album, we came up with a evolutionary arrangement for the song, and it was so different that we decided to record it again on our second record. Besides, we just thought it would be funny to do that anyway. So, 2 reasons.
To finish up my questions, I'm going to name a couple of bands. You tell me if you know who they are and if you have any quick, feelings about them. Helix. Are you familiar with Helix?
Canadian band, right?
Correct.
Yeah, don't know a lot of their music, but have a good sense of remembrance about them.
The Tubes.
Yeah, I love the Tubes. Yeah, Tubes were great. They were the Tubes should have been huge. Humongous. They should have just been gigantic. But I think the problem is that rock music fans take their music a little too seriously. The Tubes were just always so damn funny and so slippery in terms of how to pin them down musically or conceptually, that they probably damaged their own commercial potential that way. But again, just a slamming band and just a tremendous body of work.
Since we're on the theatrics line, are you familiar with Thor, that Canadian heavy metal guy who is definitely in the theatrics?
Yeah. I have a funny remembrance of Thor. Thor was on the Uncle Floyd show. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so were we. That's my phone there. You can just kind of shut that off there. You know about iPhones? Just shut it off.
Shut it off.
Yeah, there's a button on top. Just press that button.
This one.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
That's Thor calling. Maybe we should take the call.
that's right. Maybe you should. But right, Thor was on Uncle Floyd, and so were we. We were out of the New York area, and Uncle Floyd is Jimmy Vivino's brother. For those who don't know, but we did "Burning for You," and Thor did a feat of strength where he blew up a hot water bottle, and as he was blowing up the hot water bottle, it got to be about maybe 2.5, 3 feet around. And it just got bigger and bigger. And finally, it exploded. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I'm laughing just remembering about it. So that was my Thor experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
Can I ask you a couple of questions that I'm sure have been asked a lot, but I just have a question about on Saturday Night Live they did that sketch with Don't Fear the Reaper.
Right.
But they made the producer Bruce Dickinson,
Mhm.
whom I guess is a guy who worked on later albums. The
Yeah,
remasters.
Bruce is the Sony Legacy producer that actually has done all our compilations and stuff since Sony basically just rechurns our catalog about every 18 months or 2 years or so and puts out
Why
another.
did they use his name and not say name?
Well, probably they had a runner go to a record store and look for a Blue Oyster Cult record, and the one they got, and I know what they got because I could tell by the costumes that they had us wearing. I know the picture it was when it was one of the reissues, greatest hits that Bruce had done the producing on. But of course, he didn't produce Don't Fear the Reaper. That was Sandy Perlman, Murray Krugman, and David Lucas.
So they just didn't do their homework on that.
No, but I guess they didn't have to for the joke. But I mean, it was
It's
just.
probably funnier having Bruce Dickinson as the.
I guess it was. It must have been funny for Bruce. But obviously, just one of the high points of Christopher Walken's career, if you ask me. And he has a long and illustrious career. And considering everything he's done, when people come up to him and say more Cowbell, it's got to be worse for him than it is for us.
And then the other question you get asked a lot about is "Don't Fear the Reaper" and the lyrics to that song.
Mhm.
Now, I believe I've read that you say that the song is about love, basically.
Yeah, well, actually, it started out fearing the Reaper. It's a song about confronting mortality. At least that was the thought process for me.
So when you released that song,
Yeah.
did you ever think it would get misinterpreted?
Well, to me, when if you reference Romeo and Juliet, that means something to people. I was thinking of it only in terms of, they were in love, and they were in love after they were dead too. That was the whole idea of lovers' suicide. But it wasn't. The song's not about suicide. But I think that's why people think so.
But you can understand how they'd misinterpret it, though.
Yes, and was there a sort of a conscious effort to make it, sort of mysterious and, maybe just a little edgy and creepy? Yeah, it was. Because, when you get close to that edge thinking about death, it is. It's a precipice.
Romeo and Juliet, together in eternity. Romeo and Juliet, Romeo and Juliet, made to find every day. Make me like Freya, come on, baby. Don't fear the reaper, let it take my hand. Don't fear the reaper, will we ever fly? Don't fear the reaper, let me on your man.
The vast majority of our songs are 4/4, but we've done some 7/8 things, and where we just drop a beat here and there. A lot of times in our 4/4 songs, we'll do an arrangement thing where we'll just lose time or jump time, and we just do that to just sort of just amuse ourselves. I mean, that's amusing myself is what I'm all about in as a musician and a performer today. You know, I mean, if I don't please myself, I don't want to do it. You know, if I can't make myself happy, you know, I won't be on stage. You know, so. I still really enjoy playing and singing. I don't much care for traveling anymore. I don't have to do this to survive, but I still really like doing it. So
It's a hobby and you get paid for it.
yeah, it's a good job. You know, it's nice. It's gratifying that people still want to see you, and you know, they clap and cheer when you get up there. So is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Probably, but you know, I'll probably perform until I fall over.